Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, about to transform your morning with a certain movie that I think is going to be quite a game changer. And you know what I love? I love a story where the protagonist and the antagonist, they were actually best friends back in the day. Are we ready to see that, where some of the things that we saw after that was actually all the action? We always wanted to see people battling each other, but now let's go down to square one. JP Sebastian's here. Transformers 1.
And you're talking about a lot of there will be, and all this kind of stuff just for call, because you still have to see it. But
I still have to see it, yeah.
Has been out this weekend already, so you can catch it.
I need to get it.
Yes, indeed. And it feels so strange, really, to have in the wheelhouse of superhero movies, finally an animation. Fully animated thing. Might be a breath of fresh air for a lot of people. I know for me it will be. Well, I have seen this, by the way. This is a review. No surprise.
I think that's the great thing about animation, is that you can really bend all of the gravity, all the normal physics, and make it really visceral, and you can actually get involved in it. Is that what it felt like for you when watching it?
I suppose it's weird. It's like it's being animation. It's able to straddle serious and unserious almost a bit better, whereas a lot of movies that we've seen with superhero movies, everything has to feel either like Saving Private Ryan or like, hey, you have this one goofy moment.
Yes.
And then so it does that balancing act a bit better, I think. But anyway, tell you what, let's have a look first at. And it's a movie that's out already. Some of you have seen this, and you can all make your own assessments already. But for those who haven't just yet, to build up a bit of an appetite for when you do see it, Transformers 1, here it comes.
Something's coming. Something we've never seen before. What intrigued me was the origin story. And to be voicing Optimus Prime, this is another level. He begins as Orion Pax, as a worker in the mines. This is his journey to becoming the all-powerful, all-knowing Optimus Prime.
The pantheon that is Transformers. We want to see where they started.
Sounds incredible.
We want to see what Cybertron looked like.
It's beautiful.
And how D16 became one of the greatest arch nemesis of all time.
It really is about a friendship where the two of them become enemies. This film has an incredible cast. There's Scarlett Johansson as Alita.
It does have a nice ring to it.
Scarlett brings Scarlett to the role.
She is strong and she's tough.
With Brian Tyree Henry as D16.
Yes!
We get to see the absolute beginning of Optimus and Megatron.
If we survive this, I'm gonna kill you!
I accept those terms.
The fact that they were actually best friends.
What?
Egan-Michael Key plays B.
Yes!
Also known as Badassatron.
Over the last few movies, he's almost like a silent movie star.
Oh, thank you.
But now, we get to imbue him through his voice. I need wheels!
Holy Primus.
That was awesome!
That looks so good. No, you know what I love about it? Those actors, the actors in there, and I think, so I think as a Transformers fan, there's one voice, that kind of plays Optimus Prime.
Yes. Peter Cullen, I think,
Peter
isn't
Cullen
it?
is that voice, and to hear somebody else do it, it's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, because it's the size and the
Time began.
There you go.
That's like you want to get that. But I think also just looking back at an origin
like Yoda
story,
with a post-nasal.
Yeah, I know, that's exactly it. That's what I was going for. Well, but to get a story that finally says, that's what Cybertron is like, because there's always been references to Cybertron. What was it about? Why was there a battle? Why was there a war?
Hele gemors. And actually, this is like one of the things that's maybe especially refreshing about Transformers 1 is that I'm not wild about the Michael Bay movies, and I know that some people have a soft spot for them, and I get that. But like some of the people, some of the criticisms you might hear is that it's very, very messy sometimes, and it's the textures, it's like all over the place. But like what you just saw there, a lot of the animation is very clean.
Very.
I was worried that it might look too cheap. Actually, surprise, surprise, it's very beautiful once you get into it. But hey, before I get into my evaluation, obviously just a little bit more of the story. I think that you gave the first important point there is that almost the two of them almost have like a Magneto versus Professor X vibe.
That's what I'm going for, yeah.
And they're best friends at the start of this, which is to say Optimus Prime and Megatron. You are going to help me get these names right here. I want to be PC about this.
You'll be
Don't
fine.
want to offend any Transformers. But actually, Optimus Prime has like such a cool name in this origin story. I don't know why he's so worried about not feeling special. His name's Orion Pax, originally.
Yes, that's his original name, yeah.
And Brian Tyree Henry, so that's Chris Hemsworth, and Brian Tyree Henry plays D16. And they're just lowly although in real life you're not lonely at all, miners on the planet of Cybertron, because they're looking for what is referred to as energon. This
Yes.
I suppose, fluid that... Who's the original, the main Transformer gave them this gift? He turned into Cybertron?
There's an overall one. Yes, there's a big one as well. But the energon pretty much their life force
Yes,
that fuels their
thank you.
spark in their chest.
Excellent, thank you. But what's important to note, though, is that that spark, that cog thing, actually is non-existent in these characters to begin with, so they can't transform. Optimus Prime is just Orion Pax. Bumblebee is just B127, I think is his name. So they don't actually have these powers, and they'll have to find out why. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but as you can see, that there's lots of mystery that comes up in it. And actually, this is where I'll allude to my first positive about this. Like, a really strong positive is I don't like a lot of superhero movies. I think a lot of them to me are mediocre. I have liked a handful of them, but I'm very impressed if a movie like this, which surprised me, can compel me to want to go into the encyclopedia. Can compel me to want to dive in.
Great.
It's like you have scenes here where, and oh my goodness, there's a cameo, well, not a cameo, it's a sizable role by Lawrence Fishburne, who is this mossy character who they find in the spot that you just saw there. And there's a way that they design the awe around that and the spectacle around the scene of these Transformers going, oh my gosh, it's him.
Yes.
Or the way that they designed this, they're actually like pretty scary parts, because there are these other agents involved called Quintessons who oversee the planet. Again, I can't go into the details about that. But again, all these strange names made me actually want to dig into the books about it. But a lot about the design, a lot about the size, the awe, the spectacle, and the fear that these Transformers convey and these actors convey and the animators convey really puts you in a position where you're like, oh my goodness, that actually is interesting. Which, like I said, for someone like me is pretty rare to want to get booked up on something like this. Aside from that, the action, good grief, really, really impressive. It's edited so well. There's such a good clip to it. I really like if action sequences have like a quick thinking sort of mechanic to it. It's not just like a slugfest, like, oh, a wide swing, a wide hook. It's like this pillow turns into, option B that turns into...
got you.
There's like a whole, like, string of events to make an action sequence feel fluid, feel like it's, got a good clip to it. And the designers of it really got their thumb down. They got their finger on the pulse of what it gives good texture, good pace. Sorry.
Do you know, I was going to ask if you have more clips, because I'm like,
Sure,
I need more.
Sorry. But aside from all of that, it's also got a good sense of humor. I snort laughed a couple of times, and so this is what I want to showcase for you.
Yes,
that
please.
Transformers 1 is also going to make you giggle. Let's have a look.
We need to hurry.
I still think we have better odds fighting than outrunning them.
Wait, we have cogs. We can transform now.
That's right. Everyone ready?
I was born ready.
On 3. 1.
How do we use these things?
I don't know. Just try. It's working. It's working.
My head! Help!
Oh, look at the wheels! I need wheels!
I was just telling JP now that scene with Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, that's what happens when we had those little figurines and you try to make it transform and then the head would disappear and you're like, whoa, hold on. Do I open the breastplate
that
now?
is a fine observation, because I remember, like, the first time you get one of those, this whole sequence is going to be so cool, and it's like, why is there thigh coming out the face? I've stuffed up mercilessly somewhere along the lines.
That's so cool, man.
I should not be doing maths or science when I'm older. But yeah, it hits all the numbers, hits all the bases in like action, comedy, in its beauty. It actually has scenes of quite a lot of pathos to them. Like the characters come up from underground and they see that the planet is beautiful for the first time. There's this weird eye-opening thing. Whatever, you go make up your own mind.
Wow.
I've made up mine.
Yep.
And I suppose you want a year number other than 1 for that.
Okay.
So it just nearly could have scraped it, but it gets 7 out of 10 from
That's
me.
great, though.
Like I was working on an 8 for a long part at the start, and then it sort of sags in some respects, but really one of the more impressive of the comic book, the superhero, those adaptations, that wheelhouse.
I love that. Okay, 7.
Look forward to it.
Transformers 1, go watch it in cinema soon before the school holidays, before the schools go back. That'll be fantastic. But there is something that we want to add to the Transformers 1 mix that I believe could transform your mood. Graham's got those details.
You don't want your head disappearing right now, but hang on a minute. JP, going giddy for a Transformers movie. Did we just couch a Decepticon right there? So before you knew them, of course, as Decepticons or Autobots, as we've just learnt from Transformers 1, the new origin story, our favorite hunky hunks, O-Metal, had a backstory. Optimus Prime was Orion Pax. Megatron was a D16 and Bumblebee was B127. There was a whole world of nuts, bolts, cogs and sparks before their Earth sojourn. And if all that gets you just as geared up and giddy as JP, you can get encyclopedic over Cybertron. We've got a treat for our fellow Transformer geeks right now. You can do a deep dive. Autobots, assemble. You have the chance to win a Transformers 1 hamper, including some ultimately cool goodies. Look at it. Optimus Prime and Megatron robot battlers, and they will battle. A Transformers car door projector, yes please, and a Transformers 1 t-shirt, all worth over R1,000, and that's going to 3 lucky winners, super fans, if you will. So to enter, find the Transformers 1 competition post on Expresso's social media platforms and tell us this. If you were a Transformer, what would your name be and what you'd transform into? Would you be a truck like Prime, a tank like Megatron? They've got theirs. What would your transformation be? Blow our minds. Be sure to include the hashtag Transformers1 to qualify, and that competition closes next Wednesday. But you can find the T's and C's on expressoshow.com. Good luck. You better make it good, because I think there are going to be a lot of good entries.